Happy Small Business Saturday, everybody. Hey, I wanted to come to you today to do a little bit of talking that has been on a subject that has been coming up a lot for people who are contacting me and asking me about it. And so I thought, you know what? It's probably not just them. It's going to be a lot of people, so let's just do a video about it. And that is healthy weight and whole foods. And so I thought, let's just touch base with that. And I want to say, I'm not going to be on here for very long, so thank you for lending me your ears for this video. I will try to keep it very, very short and do my best to give you the information without, you know, being lengthy at, you know, with my talking and stuff. So I don't want to be like, this is this and that is that. You know, I'm not going to do that. So I'm just going to tell you what I know from science and from research, and then I'm going to let you decipher that and ask questions, and you just ask as many questions as you want to, okay? So what I know is that in our gut, there is a little thing called Candida yeast, okay? And the only scientific reason we have that we can figure out is for decomposition when you pass away, okay? So what we do with our society, with our lack of whole foods, with you know, the sugar intake that we take, what does yeast like? It likes warmth. It likes sugar, okay? And when you combine those two things, which our gut is very, very happy at that area, is it overgrows. And when that overgrowth happens, people may experience fatigue and headaches and frequent illnesses, maybe some sluggishness or weight gain, blood sugar fluctuations, digestive issues, bloating and gas, and you know, nervous system issues, anxiety, depression, mood swings. Oh my gosh, guys, there are so many things that this contributes to. And so one of those things also is healthy weight. Maybe people feel like they are over bloated and they can't lose weight, or they look like they're 6 months pregnant, but yet they're not pregnant, okay? You know, those kind of things can all happen when there is an overgrowth of this yeast that lives in your gut. There is a lot of research that shows that, and it's becoming more and more research. People are really finding the connection between the gut health and your overall health, and how really your gut controls absolutely everything from mental health to your daily activities, the way you feel on a daily basis. That gut controls so much. And why is that? Because insulin is our master hormone. Insulin controls so many other hormones throughout our daily lives. It's on a teeter-totter with other hormones, and so when it says that it's messed up, so is everything else going to be. And what controls that is that yeast, okay? Our guts send out our signals to produce or not to produce hormones. And so when people have an overgrowth of this yeast, the microbes and the gut bacteria, there's a big difference. And so we want more good guys in our gut than we want bad guys. But typically, in a general average person, we're going to be opposite, okay? The bad guys typically will outweigh the good guys. And the reason for that is one round of antibiotics really does mess up your stomach, your gut, your source of your immunity, for up to a year, okay? And that's to say, like, you don't get any more illnesses throughout that whole entire year, and you don't have to take another antibiotic, okay? What else messes us up is so many of our foods contain antibiotics. And we don't think about that. You know, we think about, okay, I'm taking amoxicillin, 875, and yeah, that's probably going to mess up my gut, so I need to take a probiotic. Well, here's the deal. Chicken, antibiotics. Our fruits and vegetables don't necessarily have antibiotics in it, but they're not whole foods anymore. We're not giving them the opportunity to grow and to get the nutrients in it that once upon a time they had. You know, our soil is not as rich in nutrients as it used to be, so therefore our foods don't have the nutrients that they should be either. And so all of this, you guys, all of this contributes to what our guts are getting and what they are not, okay? And so when you have an overgrowth of yeast, our receptors that reach out and go, oh, look at that. Oh, that is, let's just say that's vitamin B12. I need that. That's vitamin B6. I need that. Those receptors that reach out and get those things, they're not functioning like they should. They're covered up. They're nasty. There's holes in our guts everywhere. We got leaky gut syndrome, okay? I want you to do me a favor. Go and Google leaky gut syndrome and a symptom that you have and tell me that they're not connected, okay? Find a reliable resource, okay? Wikipedia is not a reliable resource, okay, guys? I want you to look up like Mayo Clinic or the New Hampshire Journal of Health. Look up some reliable resources and tell me that leaky gut isn't fitting you perfectly, okay? And if that's the case, then we need to talk, okay? So what I'm going to tell you is that so many people complain to me, one, about not enough energy, okay? Number two, they complain about unhealthy weight. They're not happy at their weight. They're not happy at their inches. They're just not happy with where they're sitting, okay? Now, unfortunately, we are at the time of year where we gather with friends and family and we have a blast and we just really go to, what do? We gather around the table, we celebrate, we have good times, we eat more than we should, we drink more than we should, we are merry, but then we feel really, really bad, right? We feel really bad, and so it just piles on at this time of year. I want you to know it doesn't have to be that way, and there is hope, okay? I want you to have fun, and I want you to have a good time with your family, but there's a good way to heal this and start now and get that gut working like it should, so then in January and February, when those illnesses hit, my goodness, guys, oh, the illnesses are coming. I'm not looking forward to it. As a nurse, I am not looking forward to it, but it comes. And so, you know, job, you know, is going to happen. So, so what I want to tell you is that when your gut is not working like it should, neither is your immunity, okay? And neither is your ability to shed weight or to gain weight, whichever way you need to go. And you are also going to be exceptionally fatigued, okay? Your body is not picking up those nutrients with those receptors like it should, and so therefore you're not bringing in the energy sources that you should be having, okay? So one thing I'm going to talk to you about today is, this is the old package, but this is Slim. Okay, blood sugar fluctuations happen all day long, okay? You have the hills and you have the valleys all day long. You are on a roller coaster ride that can be very crazy, okay? Now, what happens is if you have chromium and niacin, which is two natural elements that you don't need a whole lot of it, but you need it. And a lot of us are not getting it, okay? So if you level out your blood sugar all day long, you don't have those hills and those valleys, okay? You don't have the highs and the lows in which you're riding that roller coaster ride. You have a straight arrow release of glucose the whole entire day. You're going to have sustainable energy. One thing that those things do for you as well, as beetroot and stuff, you also will have less inflammatory response, okay? So that means less pains, less aches, less headaches, less illnesses, less joint pain, all of those things that you may not realize you feel so bad, but when you don't have those, you're like, oh my gosh, I was in bad shape. Okay, you have less of that because blood sugar does control your inflammatory response, okay? So you have less pain. Number two, your body is able to choose better the kind of food products that you're going to choose. Okay, you start craving different things because your blood sugar is level. When you are going highs and lows, your body will naturally want and crave the salts and the sugars and those kind of things which feed the yeast. You know, your yeast is going to be more in control than you are in your decision making, okay? And that's not how it should be. So we want that blood sugar to stay level. In doing so, when you do that, you have the energy. You have the ability to say no. Your lipids in your blood system are better, which means we will have less heart issues, less cardiac issues, those kind of things, okay? And we are living a healthier life, okay? So that's one thing I wanted to talk to you about. Okay, here, remember I did talk to you about, you know, the anxiety and the depression and the mood swings that happen. This product right here, Vital Biome, it has 8 strands of probiotics that are clinically tested to help with that, okay? So if in your gut you have the good guys and the bad guys that I talked about earlier, okay? If your bad guys outweigh the good guys are what are in charge of, say, your serotonin or oxytocin, which are your feel-good hormones, okay? If your cortisol is high because your bad guys are high, we want to do the opposite. So we bring the good guys up, we nurture them, we make them happy. The bad guys naturally are going to go down because we're fighting them. We're going, get on out of here, you don't belong here, and we're not going to tolerate you anymore. So we're having ourselves a, you know, cops versus bad guys, okay? And we want the good guys to outweigh the bad guys simply because your overall state of being is going to be better. So we introduce and we cultivate the good guys to allow them to release the oxytocin and the serotonin so that we naturally feel better. A lot of people do not need to be on chemicals if we can just simply raise the good guys, okay? That yeast, guys, the yeast is the beast, okay? ProBio 5. It has 3 probiotics, enzymes, and an antifungal. What does an antifungal do? It hits that yeast in the gut, okay? And we have to get rid of it. We are not going to be healthy until it is gone, okay? So we absolutely have to get rid of the bad guy, the number one bad guy, which is our yeast. And once we do that, you're going to feel like $1,000,000, okay? Another thing that I am super happy about is this BioCleanse. Now, do not take this as this name. Cleanse, it's not a cleanse, you guys. What it does is it targets the oxygenating parts of your body, your red blood cells that carry those oxygens to your body, okay? And if we can increase oxygen, 1, you're going to have more energy. 2, it picks up the lipids and the gross stuff that goes through your blood system, through your cardiac system, and it just totally helps you live a healthier life. It will just help you be regular. It's not like you're going to be pooping your brains out. You won't, guys. You won't. I promise you. It's just a very gentle way of picking up the bad guys that this guy just killed and get them out of the system, okay? All right. Now, I talked about whole foods, right? Remember I said, okay, exercise and diet are paramount for healthy weight, right? And if we're talking about healthy weight, you need those 2 things, right? But I'm going to tell you right now, it's not enough. Even for all you crunchy moms, you whole food moms, you, you know, exercise until you die moms, you know, all of you who are vegetarian and doing all the right things that you can possibly do, it's not enough. I hate to tell you that, but it's not. Our diets, even when you are eating whole foods, cannot get you what you need, okay? So if you are eating broccoli and you are eating kale and spinach and all those things that are really good for you, you need the extra boost, okay? So what I'm going to tell you is about X Factor Plus, okay? This is a whole foods vitamin plus aloe vera. Aloe vera, if you think about what it does for your skin, obviously it heals your skin when you have a bad burn, right? What do you think it is doing to your gut lining when it hits your gut lining? It is healing it. And that's what we need to do, right? We need to heal that gut in order for those receptors to reach out and go, give me, give me, give me, give me, give me. And it takes up what you need, right? So if you have those vitamins or minerals and then you add aloe vera into it, you're going to be picking up about 300% more of your vitamins and minerals and using them. Now, you can tell when you use this because your body gets the natural energy that it needs by actually picking up what it's ingesting, okay? So that's we also have the kids one. Now, this is Kids X Factor, and this actually has probiotics in it, so you don't have to give them, you know, that extra probiotics already in there. And then, guys, Mega X, okay? Mega X is excellent for your cardiac, your brain, your eyes. These omegas are, we have 5 instead of 3. They're plant-based instead of the burpy fishy stuff, okay? And sometimes those fish oils can actually have like mercury and those kind of things that come from the sea, obviously, that fish ingest, and therefore we're ingesting it. So here are those things, okay? I am asking you, if any of this made any sense, then we need to talk, okay? If this is hitting you, and you realize that this is you know, making sense to you, then we probably should talk about some things that we can do. I'm not saying you need to take all of these. We will personalize it for you. But if any of that made sense, today's your day, because one, it's small business. I'm giving a special, but also on top of that, let's get it to you for cheap. I have a coupon for you from Plexus, okay, from Plexus. So you're going to get $25 off automatically. And then my special on top of that for Small Business Saturday. So let's get you started. Let's get you making feeling better. And thank you so much for your time, you guys. I know that it was kind of long, but I wanted to make sure that I told you everything that I was on my heart for you, for you know, the healthy weight and for energy, guys. I know that is the 2 biggest things that most people complain about, and I want you to feel like you're gonna get your life back, okay? Have a blessed day. Have fun celebrating with your families and stuff, and we'll talk to you soon.